Grab your popcorn, grab that favorite adult beverage of yours, and tune into that Houston and Sacramento game because we got 4 plays for you here for that game. Let's go. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Craig Benet, AK Cash Keg, here back with another NBA Prizepicks video. And that's right, I got 4 plays from that Houston and Sacramento game. Those teams aren't playing for nothing, but they got a lot of youth, a lot of guys that they've sat down. So we saw this just two games ago, and it was a lot of fun. And again, I think these guys are still undervalued for the minutes and production they're going to play. So we'll talk about 4 plays from that game. Again, just pull it up, watch that game, and hopefully they will all hit for us. But with that, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and turn that notification bell on so you know when I upload these videos. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going and hopefully fill your pockets with a little bit of green. Let's go. All right, as you can tell, I have the NBA Prizepicks desktop version up here. And again, we're going to talk all 4 plays from that Houston and Sacramento game. Again, we just saw it 2 games ago, and it was a lot of fun. It's a 235.5 over-under with Sacramento favored by 3. 2 teams with a bunch of young talent that are just going to go up and down the court. We saw it. Christian Wood has been put to rest out to pasture for the year. Gordon has as well. Schroeder has on the other side, no Sabonis, no Fox. So it's all the young guys again, all going back at it. And it's just a time that I think we can take advantage of it because the lines haven't moved high enough yet for this. So I think it's one more time we can hit this, especially in a game environment where both teams are going to get up and down, with Houston being ranked 2nd in pace, which is great. And then on the other side of the ball, where we have Sacramento, there's going to be no defense played. The one thing I did see when I watched the game, Houston's ranked, or Sacramento's ranked 6th in pace. So we have the 2nd and 6th ranked pace here. Is they were double teaming Davion Mitchell in the second half. That was the one thing I did notice. So I think, we can look at taking advantage of that in a way where he'll have to get the ball out of his hands a little bit. So again, if you don't have an account though, use that promo code DFSArmy and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. The link is in the description below. All right, let's just jump right in this thing. You know what, where all 4 picks coming from. We're going points first though. We're coming down to Jalen Green. He's going to be a guy that's just going to continue to shoot here. Over his last 4 games, he's played 36, 40, 31, and 27 minutes. We're going to see mid to high 30s minutes here. He shot 25 games in that game against Sacramento just 2 nights ago. Went 11 for 25, only 44%, but put up 32 points, getting up and down. Had a nasty dunk. But 3-pointers, man. He's took 14, 15, 11, and 10 in these 4 games he's went over. This line is still too low. This line is way too low. This line should be at least 25.5 to 26.5 in my opinion. Before then I would think about not taking it. 22.5 is just too low with the volume he's going to shoot. It's going to be all Jalen Green. It's going to be all Kevin Porter Jr. So we're going to take the over on points here. He doesn't do much else. He's just going to shoot the ball. Kevin Porter Jr. is basically the point guard of this team. So he relies basically on shooting. Like I said, 25 and 24 shots his last 2 games. Rebound the ball, not a whole lot either, 2 and 4, and then assists, not a lot either, 2 and 4. So he's basically a scorer, and that's what we're doing here with Jalen Green over 22.5 points. Next one we're going to go on points, rebounds, and assists. And we're going to go to Damian Jones. Now, I pulled this up here because I do like them all. I think you can play all of them. I think you can play the over 14.5 points. I think you can play the over 7.5 rebounds. I think you can play the over 23.5 points, rebounds, assists, or the fantasy score. He put up a monster number against Houston. They are, they're out with those 3 big guys, like I said, and Sengun is questionable as well. So if he sits, it's just going to have, again, the lane all to himself. They're not really going to have anyone over there on the Houston side. We did see Fernando come in and have a pretty good game, but Tate struggled because he's just not that big. And Damian Jones is a beast down there, right? We have Houston, again, ranks 30th in points allowed, 22nd in rebounds allowed, 24th in assists allowed, 27th in defense against the center. Like I said, Houston's 2nd in pace, 30th in defense efficiency. They're just trash all the way across. I'm going points, rebounds, and assists here with him. Again, he put up those 38 in 34 minutes. We should see mid 30 minutes again from him as well. Shot 9 from 13 from the field there for 24 points and put up 9 rebounds and 5 assists for him. So again, with the game that's going to get up and down the court a bunch, I'm going to go over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Like I said, I'm perfectly fine taking points again with him, or rebounds, or fantasy score, depending on what you want to go here. I would just load up on this game, mix and match a bunch of these. I just feel like this is a game that should, again, continue to produce a lot of fantasy scores and a lot of points here and a lot of overs, just with the pace of the game. And it got a lot of young guys, playing to show what they're all about, either for this team or the next team they're going to on. All right, the next one we're going to go down to assists. Same kind of thing here. We're going to go to Kevin Porter Jr. and 32.5 points, rebounds, assists. I like that. Over 39 fantasy score. I like that. 7.5 assists. I like it. Points at 18.5. I don't mind that. That would be probably my least favorite because he's going to handle the ball a ton, but he gets rebounds, a little bit of everything. He put up a 30, 12, and 12 triple-double, first one of his career 2 games ago back on March 30th against Sacramento here. And not that I'm expecting a monster game like that. He had 62.4 fantasy points that game. We had over fantasy points that game, if you remember in that video, and he was our cover boy in the image, and the fantasy score is at 35. So moving it up 4 really does not do anything. This thing should be closer to 43. The 4 games that he's played Sacramento, he's put up 42, 40 and a half, 38.3, and 62.4 fantasy score. But I think I'm going to go assist is the one I'm going to lead here. Again, I like all of them. I think you could go points. I think you can go points, rebounds, and assists. If I had to rank these, I would go Kevin Porter Jr. assist first, then fantasy score, then points, rebounds, and assists, then points. If I had to rank these 4 right here. We're going to put, though, assists. He's going to have the ball a ton in his hands with no Schroeder out there. He's just going to dominate the ball. He put up 12 assists in Sacramento, and he had 18 assist opportunities. So you love to see that. So he could even have more assists if those guys would have made some shots. But as long as Jalen Green's going to be hot, he's going to get some assists there, moving up and down the court. You love the over assist here. So I like the over on Kevin Porter Jr. Sacramento's ranked 22nd assists allowed. And it's just a good spot for him. He's played Sacramento 3 times this year, put up 8, 7, and 12 assists. And we should see, again, mid to high 30s minutes once again out of these guys. And the juice is on the over around minus 125. So I'm going to put this one up here. But I also, like I said, I love the fantasy score as well. He didn't get any assists or steals last game. He got 1 block, but the 3 games before that, he put up 2 steals, and 3 steals and a block. So and those are, minutes that are a little bit down. So again, I love the fantasy score if you want to go with that as well. I'm going to be mixing and matching both of them. I'm just putting the assist up here because you can't play both of them. But this is definitely one of my favorite ones as well, is over 39 fantasy score in this game environment. So we'll throw it up here since we only got one more to talk about. The next one we're going to talk about, again, same game. We're going to talk about Davion Mitchell. And again, points, over 22.5 points. I'm fine with that. Rebounds, 3.5. Not so excited about it. Assist over 7.5. I love that. And then 33.5 points, rebounds, assists, or fantasy score. I'm fine with all 4 of those. Not going to touch his rebounds too much here. But the juice is on the over, minus 125 on assists. Very similar situation. Went over this in 4 of his last 5 games. Houston ranked 24th in assists allowed. Playing monster minutes. He's averaging 42 minutes a game over his last 5. He's going to play all the minutes he can handle here. And the big thing, like I said, they were double teaming him a lot in that second half. So he was having to get the ball out of his hands with guys flashing up in the post, from the post to the top of the key. And so if those guys can hit those shots, he should easily go over this assist, if that's what Silas plans on doing again this game and trying to double him, because they knew once he gets high, it's hard to slow him down. So I'm going to take the over assist here with him. You can take the assist, points, rebounds, assist, fantasy score. I'm fine with all these. I'll probably mix and match a lot of these in. But, for the sake of this video, I'm going to take the over 7.5 assists for him. So again, all this game loaded up. We have a massive 10-game slate, but I think all these are too low. This number for me should be 8.5 to 9. Kevin Porter Jr., at that 7.5 assists. I think it should be closer to the same 8.5 and 9. Fantasy score for Kevin Porter Jr. should be closer to 43, 44, in my opinion, in this game. The Damian Jones, this should be closer to 26.5. And then points, again, should be way up there to 25.5, 26.5 for Jalen Green. So we're going to rank these real quick for you. The first one I'm going to go Davion Mitchell over 7.5 assists here. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go Damian Jones over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Kevin Porter Jr., I'm going to put this kind of 3A, 3B. We're going to go over 7.5 assists and over 39 fantasy score. And then we're going to follow it up with Jalen Green over 22.5 points. Even though I think he's going to put up a ton, you never know if he does get ice cold and Porter Jr. takes over the game. But again, like all these overs, if you like these videos, hit that like button for me on your way out. And enjoy your Friday. It is April 1st. 10 more days of NBA regular season before we get to the playoffs. And yeah, enjoy your Friday. TGIF. See you on the flip side. Deuces.